So this band keeps showing up on my YouTube recommendation page. Every time I open up YouTube, is one of their vlogs or a live performance from them. And I've watched a couple of their vlogs here and there because I love watching musicians on tour and like just musicians interactions. But I haven't actually really gone and like specifically listened to their music. Now, in one of their most recent vlogs, they talk about it's actually what's wrong. I think it's titled "What's Wrong with the Music Industry." And it's really interesting because they go on this whole thing of like how they're on tour, but they're really not making money because like these people on the tours keep screwing them. And they talk about having a song with John Bellion and how he talks about that in their song. And I was like, this is pretty interesting. I feel pretty passionate about this topic and like the music industry in general. So I was like, let's take a look at the songs. That's what we're listening to today. We're taking a listen to "False Alarms" by Lawrence, which, if I believe correctly, I think that they're on tour with, or at least what I heard, I thought they were on tour with the Jonas Brothers, which I think is actually really cool. But let's get right into this. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jacob Restituto, and I'm a musician from Northport, New York, and this is "False Alarms" featuring John Bellion. That was a cool intro. Apologize, my contacts have been bothering me lately.
It's been a while since I went and wrote a song like this.
Got a crazy voice.
Take a good 4 chords, let them loop as if. And if it's still got soul, then I've realized it still feels good when you simplify. Cause I've been waiting for a while for a shot like this. But another near hit is another near miss.
Wow. That's weird.
And I can smell the smoke, but it's no cigar. I feel so close, yet I feel so far. And I'm getting sick and tired of these false alarms.
Alright, let's pause this before we get to the chorus. There's a lot to talk about here. These lyrics are incredibly well written. I think my favorite so far is another near hit is another near miss. Man, that's a lyric, because like, is it a home run if you don't hit it out of the park? No, and that's an interesting line, because like, yeah, it did well, but like it's just that's something to think about. This dude's voice is phenomenal. You could really feel the soul in his voice, and I use the word soul specifically because they use soul in the song. I believe it was earlier. I got the lyrics pulled up right here. It was so they're talking about like essentially taking a. So this is the lyric that they actually mentioned in the vlog, which I thought was actually a pretty cool lyric. It's like, it's been a while since I wrote a song like this. You take 4 chords, let them loop as is. So what that means is like you're taking a chord, like chord progressions are, the notes that we hear in music, if you're not super familiar with music. And what it is like you're just kind of letting them loop over and over again, which is a very, very popular thing to do in like pop music or like rap music. Like if you just let them like replay over and over again. Now in music, once you branch out of that, even in like sort of rock and like country and like stuff like, and often in these different genres, you often will not necessarily loop the same 4 chords, but have a variation of chords. Maybe the verse and chorus are different chords, and the bridge is something totally different. Now, as you get farther and farther from pop music, then you start to have things like modulations, where it's like, okay, it's 4 chords in the chorus, or it could be 6 chords in the chorus. Then we have a chord that leaves a key for a second, then a chord that's like different, and then so it's easy as a musician to get caught up in that. Well, it's too simple if it's just 4 chords, and I need to make my music more complex so it's not boring, or so it sounds more sophisticated. So the idea of like, if it sounds good and feels good with 4 chords, it's fine, and I relate to that. I mean, it's such an easy trap for so many musicians to get caught into. All right, let's go back. Oh, one other thing I want to talk about is these swells that they have. They have some really, really cool, like, just transition elements from the intro to right here. This really cool, like, just sounds in here.
These false alarms. Yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of these false alarms. It's been a while since I went and wrote a song like this.
Organ sounds great.
I let the music speak of the publicist, and the dream
guitar.
The van is small, so give the keys and I'll give my all. 'Cause I'm getting sick and tired of these false alarms.
Come on, man. These lyrics, the dream is big, or I let the music speak, not the publicist. And the dream is big, but the van is small. Like, one thing I want to say as a lyricist myself, as somebody that writes my own music, is it can be really hard to write a song really describing how you feel. I think that sometimes when you feel something so passionately, you're so closely attached to it that it's actually hard to tell how you really feel. It's hard to almost communicate well, because it's like, you know, you ever been in a fight with somebody and it's like you don't even know, can't even get the words out because like you're just so wrapped up in emotion. And I feel like sometimes songwriting can be like that, where it's like when you feel so passionately, it's like I have so many things to say about this topic that what do I actually say first or at all? And that's a really, really interesting thing about writing something so personal and so that you're so passionate about, which is cool because like some of these lines are so relatable. Like the dream is big, but the van is small. Like that's every single musician's story when they're first starting out on tour. It's like they're stuck in this small little van with 15 people, you know, or like near what I said earlier, like another near hit is another near miss. Man, that's such a powerful lyric, man. So this is incredibly well written. If you did not know, also by the way, that I saw, I think I don't know, I saw somewhere that they John Bellion also produced this album, which I think is actually, I also saw that they were on John Bellion's album, record label, which is cool.
Of these false alarms. These false alarms. I'm getting sick.
It has a lag feel, where the drums feel lazy.
Yeah, I'm getting sick and tired of these false
Yeah, build up.
Clyde and Gracie sent this song across my desk.
Okay, before we get to John, because I want to really focus on his lyrics, because like he's interviewed in the what did I say, the vlog that I watched earlier, which also they gave a preview of, like they talked in front of Congress or something like that. Like I got to do more research on this band, but I want to talk about what I was saying with like the lazy drums. What I mean by that is it has a bit of like this like laid back, like it almost feels, the drums and the like the horns almost feel like they're slightly behind the beat, giving this like slow motion kind of vibe, which is really cool.
Clyde and Gracie sent this song across my desk, and then they asked if I could shine some light. They'd hold it dear like venison. I'm not
What a
no
cool
Edison.
lyric.
My club don't got no membership, but I could use my penmanship to drop a couple gems and shit. My fries come with some nuggets in my old age, couple grains of salt. I got some Goya and some Old Bay. I wrote a couple hits on the piano in my foyer. Labels try to holler for my bread, I tell them oy vey. Make sure you keep your masters so these assholes don't get shopping sprees. Fame is overrated and Live Nation's a monopoly. Don't ever stress the credit if your check comes with the royalties. And hype is something someone needs when fans can't give you loyalty. Every mistake.
Well, we gotta really dissect these lyrics a little more.
So these assholes don't get shot.
So make sure you keep your masters is something that so many musicians are talking about these days, because like if the record label keeps your masters, they can do anything that they want with them.
Shopping sprees, fame is overrated and Live Nation's a monopoly. Don't ever stress the credit if your check comes with the royalties. And hype is something someone.
I'm curious what that means. Don't ever stress the credit if your check comes from the royalties. Like obviously talking about the royalties in the music, but don't ever stress the credit. Like what does that line mean? What did he mean by that? Because I think there could be a couple different meanings behind that, like personally in the music industry, so I'm curious what he means by that.
Fans can't give you loyalty. Every mistake I make.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay, I want to hear the lyric again.
Royalties and hype is something someone needs when fans can't give you loyalty. Every mistake I made is like an institute. Y'all could be the 2.0, I say it in my interviews. I had to pick a single thing, the only thing I'm giving you. Keep one foot in the future and the other in the living room. Wow.
Dude, her voice.
And yeah, I've knocked a few things off my bucket list. And I can feel my patience wearing thin. Now it's barely up or it's barely in. And I'm getting sick and tired of these false alarms. Yes, I'm getting sick and tired of these false
huge layered vocals. Production is like a 10 out of 10 on this track, man. It's really, really good production level. Super full, not overproduced, but like there's so many different layers, which is cool. Female vocalist is insane with those like harmonies and stuff that she's doing in there, the riffs, and the male vocalist. I don't know their names yet, so if you want to let me know in the comment section or what, but incredible track. And I really, really, really like the message behind this. I'm curious what he meant necessarily by false alarms, though. What do you think his definition of that meant? But I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below, or the best way to get in touch with me is send me a text. No phone numbers are on the screen. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to support my music, it's the best way to support the channel. I'll see you in the next video. God bless and peace out.